So one of the questions that I get asked the most by parents and students is, how do I go from one grade to another? So I thought what I'd do is just a very quick video showing you how you can go from a grade 4 to a grade 8 or 9. It's more complicated than this, but we're just going to look at a couple of examples in terms of descriptive writing. So the first one would be a level 2, so around about a grade 4, and the second one on the right hand side is a top grade answer, but they're only examples, they're only extracts from those answers, please remember that. So this is to describe a busy marketplace. Let's have a look at the grade for the level 2 one. Vans parked in front of shops full of abstract fruit and vegetables. The atmosphere deafened me each time I approached nearer and nearer. Children screaming with hostility, vans beeping around me, and sellers loudly shouting at people to buy their food. And then we have the top answer, still for the same description, describing a marketplace. The people were just as animated. Stall owners who had a lifetime of experience drew in the public with an enticing smile or a unique deal only for them. Children stood in awe, trying to decipher what ice cream to pick or what candy bar would be their favourite today. Coins clinked as cash exchanged hands throughout the community, and everyone felt a winner. Okay, so in terms of why it gets what it gets, or why they get what they get, let's take a look. So here is the mark scheme for a level 2, which is around about a grade 4. So they communicate with some sustained success. We can't really talk about being sustained because we're only looking at an example of it. But certainly, does it match the tone, style and register to the purpose and the audience? It does to some extent. It's interesting it takes this approach that the marketplace seems quite hostile, a hostile place to be. And now that's fine if they want to take that approach, and they do sustain that throughout. And there's a conscious use of vocabulary with some use of linguistic devices. Now with the vocabulary here, certainly the student does try to use ambitious vocabulary consciously. They've tried it with abstract fruit and vegetables. I don't think that works. I don't really think you can have abstract fruit and vegetables unless they're in a Picasso painting or something. So that's not really working, but they're trying. The atmosphere deafened me each time I approached nearer and nearer. Okay, yeah, you can see they're trying there with some language devices and linguistic devices. Punctuation wise as well, in terms of organisation, they have used here a colon, and then they follow it with children screaming with hostility, vans beeping around me, and sellers loudly shouting at people to buy their food. So we have a use of listing here, so that's used in the right way, so that would certainly get rewarded. So it's doing some things well. Okay, there's increasingly, there's relevant ideas, relevant detail, and there's some use of structural features here. How do we get it into and move up the levels though? Well, I think the main difference between this and this is the vocabulary that's used. Okay, this student uses much more convincing and compelling vocabulary. The tone and the register are more matched to the purpose and the audience. And as mentioned before, we've got some extensive and ambitious vocabulary now with sustained crafting of linguistic devices. So what that means, let's take a look at some of that extensive and ambitious vocabulary. We have the use, sort of unique, we've got enticing. So already there's a couple of examples of what you would say are ambitious vocabulary. Some of those linguistic devices, we've got alliteration down here as well. Coins clinked as cash exchanged hands throughout the community. It's a really nice use of alliteration, the k sound of the coins clinking together. So we've got some varied use of an inventive use of structural features, good use of different sentence types as well, and it's much more compelling due to that idea of using alliteration in this example, and also because of the more extensive and ambitious vocabulary. So this is a snapshot of the kind of things you can do to move from one grade to another for descriptive writing.